Well, I began many years ago starting to incorporate neon into some of my sculpture pieces, interior pieces, and I quickly started working outdoors and found that a lot of work kind of disappeared at nighttime, and I started incorporating neon systems in a lot of my work. And neon has some challenges in terms of the number. Once you pick a color and you only have a palette of maybe 25, 35 colors, that's it. And it's also very fragile. I had an exhibition in Stoke-on-Trent in England, and I shipped all my work over, which was neon. I opened the crates and everything was broken. And I had to find a neon fabricator overseas that could redo my work over a 2-day period. So I was commissioned a few years ago to do a piece at the Houston Intercontinental Airport, and I was going to be doing another neon piece, and a Color Kinetics rep introduced himself to me, who happened to be at one of the meetings, and I told him I didn't know anything about LEDs, and he brought a early color blast fixture over to me, and when he was walking up to me, he fell, dropped it, and I said, well, there goes that fixture, and he picked it up and said, oh, no problems. Of course, if that was neon, it would be in 100 pieces. And so I asked him, I said, well, what kind of color choice do you have? Because I had done some fiber optics also, and it's like that old Christmas color wheel that turns and shoots the color through the fiber. And he said, well, we're limited. We have 2 million colors. And I said, well, okay, that's cool. I can work with that. And that was my first LED sculpture. And I've never gone back to another light source. And it's something that it has a longevity, it has a dependability, and with the multiple lenses that you have, it's really perfect for making light sculpture. One of the things going forward I would like to explore more and more are the interactive aspects of LED fixtures. I've done a lot of large-scale pieces on the facades of buildings and things like this, but what I'm most interested in right now is having a relationship, a contact relationship with the viewer, and I am looking forward to creating pieces, sculpture pieces that incorporate LED systems in the sculpture that react to the viewer, and something that the viewer can immediately access. You know, if it's something that you have to have an app on your phone or something, the viewer may not be aware of that. But I want everything from little kids to grandparents to be able to experience. And so one way is having a system that's sensitive enough to pick up the presence of the viewer, whether you're 6 inches away or 8 feet away, and cause a reaction from, say, a video wall, a LED tile wall. And I have done a couple of these pieces, and I've been very, very happy to see the kind of reaction I've gotten. Everything from my granddaughter to handicapped people in wheelchairs going up to the artwork and responding to it. And I think that's what you can really do more so in public art than if it's in a museum or in a gallery. You are open to anybody that's on the street, anybody that's walking by. And so that's the direction I'll be going in. I'm inspired, well, I am motivated by reaching out and touching to fellow human beings. I think that what an artist can most give of himself is an aesthetic experience to somebody else. And I have found that the power of light in light sculpture is profound, and that all ages, all cultures react to these color-changing installations. And to me, that is an inspiration to go forward. And to see the smile on a 7-year-old kid or an older woman in a wheelchair going up to these sculptures and waving their arms and interacting with it, to me, that inspires me to go forward. Well, there are things that are not available that may be possible if the finances could be brought down, but what I would like to see going forward is more sensitive interactive systems built in to fixtures, as well as a more finite pixel, so the reactions aren't blocky, they can be very detailed. I would like to see systems that are more adapted to solar cells. So during the daytime, you can collect the energy to run the fixtures all night long. Or if it's in a space where you need it 24/7, to have a contiguous system where it collects the energy during the daytime and runs it at night. Those things are available, but not maybe cost effective at this point. You know, as a public artist, it's very easy to be attracted to an important civic institution, whether it's a city hall or a very popular park or whatever. But what I really enjoy doing is working with something as ubiquitous as an underpass. Cities have hundreds and hundreds of underpasses that are dark and foreboding, often very dirty, and attracting trash, etc. And transforming that civic environment and turning it into something special, something that brings civic pride, something that causes people to want to go there as a destination in and of itself. And both light rails and light channels have accomplished that. And light channels, which is in San Antonio, and light rails, which is in Birmingham, were both underpasses that were psychological barriers because of the darkness, the safety issues, what have you. On both sides of these underpasses were residences and parks and restaurants, and people would drive from one side to the other. So by installing these computerized LED color kinetic systems, we were able to magically transform this interior, this environment. And the piece in Birmingham has become the #2 tourist destination. I have had wedding pictures sent to me. People went into light rails to get their wedding pictures taken. This was a dirty, dark underpass that nobody even wanted to go under, and now they're getting their wedding pictures taken. In San Antonio, I've had Porsches do their ads inside of light channels. It's just amazing to me how transformative in placemaking these light installations can be.